Hey everyone, JC here. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a brand new Mandela effect video for you guys. This is going to be Mandela effect example update number 30. If you're new to my channel and you enjoy Mandela effect videos, please consider subscribing. I upload new videos every single week. Anyways guys, let's get started with this one. For this first Mandela effect example, we're going to be talking about the animated classic Alice in Wonderland, the 1951 Disney version. And this has to do with two characters in the movie, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. These characters wear hats, and the question is, what is on top of their hats? Is it A, propellers, B, flags, or C, nothing at all? And the correct answer is B, flags, little green flags. However, for this one, many people vividly remember them having propellers on top of their hats, and I have found various examples of where this is true. Check this out guys. This person, for example right here, got a tattoo of them, and they have hats as well in the tattoo, and they have propellers. And then we have here another reference of them, and they have propellers as well. Actually several places where they have referenced them, and here we have these two guys dressed up as them, and they have propellers also. Sculpture, several things that just shows them with propellers, and that's how people remember them. And check this one out. On the Walmart website, we have the Alice in Wonderland classic Tweedledee and Tweedledum adult Halloween accessory. It's the hat. And wouldn't you know it, it's a hat with a propeller on top. Yep, this is one of the most popular Mandela effects right now for this week, guys, and it's catching a lot of people off guard. A lot of people remember the propellers clearly on top of their hats, but it's always been little green flags. How about you guys? Do you guys remember them with propellers or little green flags? Let me know in the comments down below. Next up, we have the Laughing Cow from the Laughing Cow cheese products. Of course, there's various commercials running with this cow promoting the cheese. Anyways, the question is simple. Does this cow have a nose ring? Yes or no? And the correct answer is no, no nose ring. However, of course, many people remember it with a nose ring, but it no longer has a nose ring. Interestingly enough, this is not the first time I've done one related to a nose ring. I had previously done one with Benny the Bull from Dora the Explorer, and a lot of people remember him with a nose ring as well. However, he also doesn't have a nose ring. So Benny the Bull doesn't have a nose ring, and the Laughing Cow, the cheese Laughing Cow, doesn't have a nose ring either. Anyways, what do you guys remember for this one? Nose ring or no nose ring? Let me know in the comments down below. This third possible Mandela effect example is this one. This one's been going around, and it has to do with this logo of the Jack in the Box fast food chain. Anyways, how do you guys remember this logo? Similar to A on the left, with mostly every single letter merged together with another letter. We can see it on the top with the Jack, and then we see it with the. Both the T and the H and the E, they're all like meshed together, and then we have it on the bottom with the O and the X. Or similar to the one on the right, B, with all the letters separated. And the correct answer is A on the left. All the letters basically linked together. For this one, seems kind of odd to me. I personally don't remember all these letters being meshed together like that. I live in Southern California, and there's a lot of Jack in the Boxes here. In fact, there's one up the street from where I live. I'm quite familiar with this logo, and I personally remember this being a change. I thought they had changed the logo. I thought it was similar to the one on the right, all spaced out, and they had changed it to the one where they're all like kind of like merged together. And if we take a look at the history for this one, we can see that from 1986 to 2009, they've used this same logo with the letters meshed together. And there's never been another logo similar to this one. And from 2009 to present, they have another logo that is just basically looks like a 3D logo that just has Jack written on the top of it, and in the box with smaller letters on the bottom. And that's just what it is. The other one with the letters spaced out, there has never been such a logo. Anyways, what do you guys remember for this one? Do you guys remember the logo with all the letters meshed together, or do you guys remember another plainer logo with all the letters separated? Let me know in the comments down below for this one as well. Something else that I wanted to talk to you guys about in this video is another aspect of the Mandela effect, something which is commonly referred to as the flip-flop. For those of you that are new to the Mandela effect, a flip-flop is basically when people remember the Mandela effect taking place and the change happening, and later on it would change back to what it had previously been. For example, one of the most famous flip-flops in the Mandela effect community is this one. The Apollo 13 quote, "Houston, we have a problem." Originally, many people remember that being the line, "Houston, we have a problem." However, they claim when they went to go check the quote in the movie, the actual quote was, "Houston, we've had a problem." And this was an original Mandela effect. However, later on, they claimed it had flipped it back to, "Houston, we have a problem once again." And there's a few things going on with this. First of all, in the original quote from the actual recording from NASA, the actual quote is, "Houston, we've had a problem."
Hey, Houston, we've had a problem here. Can say again, please. Houston, we've had a problem.
Something else is very interesting. This quote started showing up in a lot of articles where they list the most famous movie misquotes of all time. And in this list, they often had Apollo 13 and the misquote being, "Houston, we have a problem," and they state that the actual quote is often misquoted due to the fact that the filmmakers wanted to be as realistic as possible and as authentic to the original incident. The quote had been, "Houston, we've had a problem." This one is also one that gets mentioned in my comment section quite often, but people have experienced this with various different Mandela effects. Anyways, have you guys ever experienced such an effect, the flip-flop? Let me know in the comment section down below. In other Mandela effect related news, we have some new exciting news coming out of Durham University. Researchers state that they may have found the very first proof of the existence of parallel universes and alternate realities, which is one of the biggest theories behind the Mandela effect. In the paper that was published a few days ago, researchers state that the region in our universe, known as the cold spot, which was adequately named since it is significantly colder than the surrounding areas. This cold spot is a large area which is about 1.8 billion light years across. When it was first discovered, the first possible theory that was proposed to try to explain the cold spot was that it was significantly colder due to the lack of galaxies in that area, since the cold spot has approximately 10,000 less galaxies for an area of that size. And it was hypothesized that this was the reason for the drop in temperature. However, researchers from the paper just published determined this not to be the case, but instead concluded that the cold spot may have in fact been caused by a collision between our bubble universe and another neighboring bubble universe. This event likely occurred when our universe was still in the early stages of development. This collision between universes is theorized to have pushed all the energy out of the region and created this cold spot. If true, this might be the first evidence needed to prove the multiverse theory, which states that we are merely one single bubble universe in an infinite sea of universe bubbles. And the theory states that each of these universes has a different version of this reality, depending on the decisions made in that universe. For example, a different version of yourself might be present in many of these other universes, but based on his or her decisions, you might be a doctor in one, or a rock star in another, or even a famous celebrity, and so on and so on. And this also applies to the Mandela effect. For example, things people remember differently, such as, take this video for example, Tweedledee and Tweedledum having propeller hats instead of flags. The propellers might be present in one of these other universes. In another one, they might not be wearing hats at all. To use other Mandela effect examples, Kit Kat might have a dash in the other universe, while it's not present in our current universe. And this basically applies to every single Mandela effect. While it's not true in this reality and this universe any longer, it is true somewhere else, in another one of these bubble universes. Furthermore, many people believe that these realities might actually be already converging or somehow influencing each other in ways we don't yet understand, thus creating things such as the Mandela effect, or perhaps they are being altered by actions of something like CERN, which is the most powerful machine humankind has ever created. Or it could be something else, such as D-Wave quantum computers, which according to their own statements will be able to pull resources from multiple parallel universes to solve highly complex problems. If you haven't heard of any of these theories, I have created 2 videos regarding both of those subjects in the past, links in the description below. Anyways guys, what do you guys think? Are we just one universe in a sea of other bubble universes with their own unique realities? And is it possible that these universes are somehow interacting with each other and are having small side effects such as the Mandela effect? Let me know in the comments down below. And with that said, that's going to be the end of this video guys. I have nothing more to say for this one. If you haven't yet subscribed guys, please consider doing so. I upload new videos every single week, and please be sure to check out my other content. I have plenty of other Mandela effect videos, and I'll catch you guys on the next